Today we are starting a little bit late because of some technical problems. Remember, a couple of days back we had shared the story of creation of Eiffel Tower and the making of narrative in the media. People were skeptical about it. It is incredible, they said. This is not the way a narrative could be made up anywhere in the world. There can be no smoke without fire, and so on and so forth. So today I am going to give you something that shows that the truth many a times is stranger than fiction. So today we are going to share a story of creation of social narrative, and that is called as Stella Awards. If you Google Stella Awards, you will come to know that this is a term which is used to represent frivolous legal awards. That is, frivolous cases, law cases against those who have lots of money, that is big multinational corporations, on very flimsy excuses in order to extract money or extort money from these big daddies. And the success or inordinate success that these kind of cases get. And the story that gave rise to the Stella Awards is something like this. There was a lady by the name Stella Liebeck staying in Texas. One day she went to a drive-in restaurant, fast food restaurant, along with her family members. She purchased coffee, hot coffee, and kept the cup in between her thighs. And as they were driving out of the parking lot, some of the coffee spilled and she was burned on the inner thighs. She sued the fast food restaurant and got a hefty compensation, $160,000 for medical expenses and close to $3 million for compensation. Huge award. And from the point of view of social media, an undeserving award. So this is the narrative of Stella Awards. A lady, old lady, 79 years old, a lady going to fast food restaurant, spilling coffee on her legs and getting a hefty compensation. This is what the news was. And the crowd likes spicy news. So this is spicy news, $3 million. And this is the way the narrative is built up. So to commemorate this, Stella Awards were installed, which are news about such frivolous lawsuits and compensations asked for or given all over the world. And this has been going on for last 26 years. So you are now clear about the narrative. But have we really got the narrative as it was? Can we go back to the original case? I did. And here is what I found. Stella Liebeck was 79 years old. She was not driving. Somebody got the cup of coffee, hot coffee, rather very, very hot coffee, and gave it to her through the window. She held it between her legs And now comes the most important part. The bottom of the cup gave way under the heat of the coffee, and as a result of which it was not spilling of the coffee but emptying of the whole cup into her thigh region and on a bucket seat that is common in cars. So not only it was not only a part of the coffee, it was whole of the coffee, whole of the hot coffee, and not only it spilled onto her, it remained there for considerable time till they stopped the car and got out of it. But the narrative doesn't stop here. She suffered third-degree burns, that is quite deep burns, and had to undergo almost 22 reconstructive surgeries over the period of next 18 months. Now you see the injuries suffered. On top of that, she did not sue the fast food corporation for compensation. She asked for only those expenses which were not covered by insurance, which would be about $2,000, and with the condition that the fast food restaurant accepts the blame and reduces the temperature of coffee to something that is more manageable. The coffee that she was burned by was about 85 degrees, whereas what she was asking was to reduce the temperature to about 70-71 degrees centigrade. So far so good. But the fast food restaurant did not yield to her. They offered her mere $800 and also did not want to take the blame, nor would it reduce the temperature of the coffee. And that is why, in larger public interest, she sued. This is the actual narrative, and you can go to various websites in Texas and actually read the summary of the case. And by tweaking this story a little bit here and little bit there, you have made a completely new narrative. This compensation was really justified looking at the depth of the injuries she suffered. Whereas from the narrative, it comes out as little bit patch of burning here, patch of burning there, frivolous suit and huge compensation. Also, they underplay this fact that 2 million compensation or 3 million compensation was never given. It was reduced to $160,000. That too, this lady used it for purposes other than her medical cost. So, it was a rightful kind of legal case where a big multinational company was brought down to its knees in legal manner and for purpose of social betterment or betterment for the society. Number of aims were achieved by this lawsuit, and that is why it was a landmark lawsuit. And what it comes to us as frivolous land suit or frivolous lawsuit. So this is the way a narrative is built up in real life, and that is why if we do not want to fall prey to such narratives, such wrong narratives, we got to make the practice of going to the source and understanding it from there. Once this habit is developed, nobody can con us with a false narrative. and that is the strength of ancient wisdom. Namaskar.